Brawlers, baby.
You're watching the Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Mohamed and Wilder Hater. The Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast. Let's go, champ.
What's up, boxing fans? It's your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. I got special guests here today. Remember now, we don't just cover the pros and world champions. We talk about the future of boxing, the up-and-coming guys of boxing, like what I have before you today. And these young brothers here with their coach, Michael Dawson. He got his son, Michael Mann Mann Dawson Jr. and Nehemiah Jones, a.k.a. Nemo. These young brothers just completed being in the Nationals, Amateur National Boxing Tournament this past weekend. So we got these guys live here. They did a great job while they was there. So I want everybody to understand how boxing takes you to the next level from the amateurs to the pros and what the learning experiences are that come with all of that and the sacrifice of being a fighter. Just because they're amateurs and they're young, they're growing into the professional mode. One day they're going to transition and become pros, but there's a process there before they do that. So that's why you hear a life expectancy of fighters retiring by the time they're 33, 34 years old, because they have all those younger years as young guys growing up, youth, teenagers, young men, and then adults. So they have a lot of years. They end up having like 20 years of boxing on them. Their hands get that disease in their knuckles, their legs, their joints, and so forth. But let's talk to these young guys about the amateurs. First off, Coach, I'm going to start with you. These are your kids. You train. Once again, these guys are from Cincinnati, Ohio, stand-up Ohio. Coach Dawson doing a great job with these cats with his son, Mann Mann Dawson. Thanks, and Nehemiah. What experience did you get from your guys in the amateurs and everything this past weekend? And what's your assessment on their performance going into this weekend?
I think we should have been more active this year. You know, we had like maybe one or two, 3 fights since March, the last time we went to the Nationals. And usually when we active, you see a better performance out of them. We one of the most active teams in the Midwest right now. You know, with this past year, because of the COVID shows and stuff slowing up, a lot of the tournaments and club shows, you know, were delayed or slowed up because of the situation or whatever. So we didn't get as many fights as we did. And then with me being sick, being in the hospital with COVID, it's just a lot of things threw us off. You know, they continue to work, especially Mann Mann and Nehemiah. They continue to work through everything, you know. So it was more of, I think we should have got more fights this year than we did since the last March tournament. And I think we would have did a whole lot better. But we know it's back to the drawing board. We know we got to do to fix it. And we plan on coming back out in April.
Yeah, considering what we've all endured with the pandemic, you probably did the best you could do as a coach, and then scrambling to find out what gyms was currently open, who was following the FDC, pandemic, process, keeping the gyms clean and making sure the kids are staying safe and COVID free, if you will. So that probably was a nightmare in itself, trying to figure out how you're going to get them to sparring, because boxing fans don't understand. Sparring is the key. You can look good on paper. You can look good on bags, on the floor work. All that stuff don't hit back. That's why sparring is critical and important as to how you're going to perform and show up when you hit that tournament level.
Exactly.
You know? So now I'm going to take it over here to my man, Michael Mann Mann Dawson Jr., since you was up first. Tell the people about, you know, the person you fought, what you felt your performance was, or your grade. Let's say on a scale of 1 through 10, where do you fare yourself in that performance? What could you have done differently to pull the W out? And moving forward, what did you learn to capitalize and correct those deficiencies and mistakes moving forward?
Okay. I fought first. The dude I fought was his name was Derek Davis from, I forgot where he's from, but
Washington D.C.
Yeah,
Headbangers.
My performance on a scale from 1 through 10, I probably rated like a 7. And that's what I could have did better. I could have stuck to my game plan, my coach game plan. I think in these big tournaments, my style that I do in training, it don't transfer over to the tournaments because it's a lot of bias, like judges in the tournament. So I'll be scared to like fight how I like to fight, and I'll be trying to go more basic and if more like a boxing style instead of the style that I like to train and fight as.
Instead of fighting pro style like you've been trained to fight.
Right.
Know?
So I think I should have just had more fun and fought how I like to fight and not how I think the judges how I think the judges like us to fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, I think I could have used my jab a little bit more. It's always room for improvement. So I just take my wins like I take my losses, and take my losses like I take my wins, and just learn from it. It was a good fight, though. He was a good fighter. Shout out to him.
Yeah, that's spoken like a true champion. And I watched that fight, and I want to, me and your dad discussed this too, like, because I was text messaging him back and forth while I was assessing and watching you guys fight, and he was saying, like what you said, that the amateurs, it is very biased, and judging should definitely get better, because I don't feel that an amateur fighter should come in and be labeled as you got to fight like amateurs fight.
Right.
Why can't you fight like the way you've trained comfortably that brings the best out in you in the fight?
Right.
Whether it's a pro style or not. Are you winning? Are you turning your punches over and scoring like the amateur scoring is scored? That's all that should matter.
Right.
Here's the thing moving forward. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fight the way you fight and just beat them.
Right.
Then you can help change that judging and say, hey, he's not giving us what we're normally looking for in that amateur straight up style. His style worked. He did everything he needed to score, and he's outpointing his guy, and I like what I see. You might open those doors to make it better for guys like you that want to fight the way they're trained to fight.
Right. And I think that's what the problem was. So these next couple fights, we got a lot of fights lined up now. So before this tournament, we probably gonna have like about 20 fights lined up before this tournament, before the one in April. So I'm gonna just continue to train hard, and when I get in these fights, I'm gonna just start fighting how I like to fight and see the outcome from then. Because how I fight in the tournaments, I fight how I like to fight in club shows, because it's like a club show. So I just have fun with them. In tournaments, they big tournaments, but I think if I fight how I like to fight, my outcome will be better. So come April, I'm gonna just fight how I like to fight. Continue to have fun in the ring. And
keep in mind, mental boxing is mental, so it's about 90% mental. So if you think about this, if you're in that amateur tournament and you're trying to fight the way you feel the judges are going to grade you and give you a fair shake at the fight at the end when it's time to score, you got all of that on your mind in the ring. Well, damn, am I looking like an amateur right now? You see what I'm saying? You're too focused on trying to worry about form instead of worrying about winning.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's what these young cats out here, that's what y'all got to learn and develop now. Coach, and when you go back and forth to the corner, that's when coach going to say, you know what? Damn all this, man. Fight like we fight when we in the gym. Go out there and do your thing the way you like to do it. Exactly. Whatever happened, there's an end result. We're going to respect that, because guess what? At the end of the day, like Frank Sinatra say, you did it your way.
Exactly.
Now, was this kid he fought, coach, was his guy the number 4 ranked? Or was it Nemo's guy that was ranked the number 4?
The guy that Manman fought.
Man. And see, that's another thing. You fought the number 4 kid, 2. Man.
I fought the number 2 guy in the country.
Yeah.
Number 1, what was it, Nemo?
I fought the number 2 guy in the country.
Number 2 guy, Man fought number 4, and I watched both of you guys fight. Y'all put out, and Man, your fight could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
That fight could have went either way. I thought that fight, I had that fight even throughout. I think in the last third and final round, had you put out from the bell to the bell, I think you would have jumped on him enough to edge it and get that win.
Yeah, it was that third round.
Guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you said, you could have throw your jab more. In the amateurs, in pros, it doesn't matter, man. The best punching boxing guys is your jab. That's your lifeline, because when in doubt, when you don't know what else to do, He's not gonna just keep coming, walking into that jab.
Right, exactly.
You're still scoring points. Remember that. You don't have to look flashy in every movement you make.
Right.
Points is everything in amateurs. While you're talking about the judges and being biased, keep popping that jab, body head, because that's points. You're getting points. Everything else you set up with it, that's a bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a bonus. Now let me move right on over here to my man Nehemiah Jones, aka Nemo. As he stated, he fought the number 2 guy. But your first fight, that guy was ranked what? And you got a stoppage in what round was that you stopped that kid in your first fight?
I think it was the beginning of the 3rd round.
Beginning of
Beginning of
the third. And he was ranked what?
And he got a standing 8 in the I think the 2nd round.
Yeah, you got it. I want to say it was 2 standing 8s to 1. Yeah, he got a standing 8 for sure. But when you stopped him and they waved that off, that kid wasn't even on his feet. He was drunk on his feet.
It was a body shot that took him.
Yeah,
body shot.
Yeah, that body shot was bad. Woo! That body shot wasn't no joke. That body shot looked like one of them Nonito Donaire's body shot this past weekend. So body is critical, body head, but the jab is most effective. So tell us about your experience, Nemo. You won your first fight going in. I'm sure your adrenaline, that should have got you fired up, hyped up. You probably were saying, I smell victory. I smell a national title. Come on with the second bout. When you get in the second bout, what happened?
So, well, throughout the tournament, well, after the first fight, my adrenaline, like, I felt like I was too anxious the whole tournament. Like, I felt confident, of course. I knew I was going to win the tournament. But the second fight, you know, it was some things I need to work on. Like, after the first round, coach is telling me, like, you need to pick it up. And I went out there and made some adjustments, you know, and then 3rd round, made even more adjustments. And then, you know, I thought I had the fight, but clearly the judges and the refs didn't see that.
Yeah, I watched your second fight, too. That second fight, you guys was banging. Y'all was definitely going at it, and I felt like I threw the more cleaner shots too. Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. I felt you landed the cleaner shots.
Adjustments I need to make with like the body shot. I felt like I could do more body punches too.
I thought at some point in that fight, in the last round, if I can remember, I was telling coach I felt like you kind of took off for a little bit, and that was the wrong round to do that in. You know what I mean? I felt like I was telling Mann Mann, that last round, you can lose the first 1 and 2 rounds. That 3rd round is really the round the judges is going off of.
Yeah, because coach is telling me to pick it up. Because they
pick it up and keep it picked up.
Amateur boxing, they had the scorecards about a ring and stuff.
And that's what coach was saying.
Like, I need to pick it up, and I was.
And he telling y'all,
and that's something new that they started.
Let's go.
Yeah, and this was their first year for that. You know, like we never was able to see the score. We had to go off the judges at the end of the fight.
I like that concept.
Yeah, I do too, because it lets you know if you need to let your fighter tell them to pick up more.
Coaching. It helps you to coach.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Nemo, you did a hell of a job, man, getting past that first fight. Not just getting past it, brother. You don't see too many stoppages in the amateurs. You stopped this kid.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? So that tells you right there mentally, you know you belong there. You know, but that, like you said, and Man probably feel this way too, and coach too, even though he coaching shit, he fighting with y'all. His adrenaline is all over the place as well.
Right.
You know, it's about maintaining your composure and getting more relaxed and comfortable and settling in and kind of block all of that out and all that noise and people and where you at and think about the gym when you working, but now you working, but you got to get a W.
Right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in that zone. I'm back in the gym where I like to be. But I know I got to beat this cat in front of me for the W.
Yeah. That was my whole motive, the whole tournament, was to have that eye on the prize, which is a number 1 spot. But I know that number 2 guy first.
Well, they respect y'all now. I bet you they know who Man Dawson and Nemo is.
Yeah, most definitely, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And Coach Dawson, you know, I know he done endured some trials and tribulations because, you know, you got these gyms and rivalries and people want to say negative things about their kids or their coaches. That shit come with the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a mental thing. And a lot of people, boxing is mental. If I can say something to get in your head, take you out your fight plan, that's a plus for me. When the bell ring, I know how to get at you now. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So now, what do you think? What did you learn, Nemo? You graduated after the first fight, and you felt like you was on to something big, and you were. So when you lost,
I took it as
how did you feel when you lost, and what did you think you did wrong? And moving forward, what do you think you need to do as far as on the spot corrections now for the next fight?
So after I lost the second fight, I just took that as a learning experience. I wasn't really upset because I made it to quarterfinals. So I just took it as a learning experience. And for my next fight, I just want to focus more on like technique, like more of a fluent technique.
Yeah,
and working y'all's jab, staying on top of the jab.
Yeah, right.
You know, and when you go in the gym, old school, I used to box. I boxed for the military. I boxed for Montel Griffin's dad in Chicago, Windy City Boxing Gym. His dad used to tie our right hands up behind our backs. That hand wouldn't be free the whole time you in the gym, unless you was jumping.
Force you work on the jab.
And all you doing is this. Every round. Uppercut, left hooks, jab, jab, slip, slip, jab, jab. Man, my arm felt like it was going to just fall off after I left the gym. And the other one, too, from being tied up. So I felt like I was crippled. But look here, you throw so many jabs doing that because now you become dependent on that one punch. And that's your setup punch. So as long as you got that, all your other repertoire weapons going to come with that and angles. Now that jab is popping him and hurting him just like a right hand, left hook, uppercut, body shot. You see how Ali used to knock him out with a jab.
Right.
Larry Holmes knock him out with a jab. Big Daddy Riddick Bowe, bam, bam. When you hurt him with a jab, everything else gonna put him on their ass.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Perfect y'all jab. And most of all, you gotta make sure y'all good listeners. You know, make sure y'all listening to coach. When he tell you to go out there or you hear his voice, make sure you block everybody else's voice out and zone in on his voice, your ears. When you hear that, you should be making corrections. If you're not taking what he's saying to heart and changing up in that ring, then that's like ignoring him. You guys got to listen to him. He should see on the outside looking in what you can't see. Does that make sense, guys?
Exactly.
So, Coach, what's next for these guys? Tell everybody in Cincinnati and abroad where these superstars going.
I'm lining fights up. Me and my son been lining them up, man. We probably gonna have about, like you said, about 20 fights before April. You know, we got some. We just got back. 3 days ago, and here we is about to fight next week. You know, we trying to take it. They got one in St. Louis. We might go to that. We going to Florida in January. We got a bunch of fights lined up leading up to April, and then once the next nationals will actually be here in Ohio. It'll be in Cleveland, Ohio. So it's home, you know, right here in Ohio. So we go dominate it, man. We gonna dominate it. We say it all the time, and we go out and give our best. But we got a little stuff we got to work on. You know, we gonna get them knickknacks out. Yeah. Definitely, like I said, we gonna be real active leading up until April. I plan on having them fight at the least 10 fights before April. And like you said, maybe even 20. We gonna keep working. That's what we used to. We used to fighting sometimes 2-3 times a month. You know, when they stay active. But we don't since March was the last nationals. We only fought maybe 2 times, 3 times at the most. You know,
what
kind
of tournament?
Huh?
What kind of tournament y'all fighting in April? What's that?
Same one.
It's another national tournament.
That's the one that's gonna be in Ohio.
Ohio and Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's back home, man. And that's another thing too, man. These long trips sometimes drain you. We be on the road, piled up in the van 12 hours straight. You know, then you got to be in the room piled. Like a lot of little things can throw you out. We ain't got no excuses though, because we do it. You know, it is what it is. We just know it wasn't no excuse for this. We just stuff we got to work on and we got to fix. Yeah. That's it.
Because, you know, like you guys are traveling, however you got to get there, all those kids that live in Shreveport, they good. But everybody wasn't from Shreveport, so they had to endure the same thing. Long drive, sleeping in the car, joints and aching body. Now you got to acclimate your body if it's a different time zone. You're out of your element. You're not in your bed at home. Your adrenaline is flowing. I'm tired. I know I need to sleep, but I can't. I'm just laying in the bed waiting to get in this ring and do my thing. You got to learn how to calm down and relax and rest and get that. You know, they say it takes 8 to be great. They talking about 8 hours of sleep. It takes 8 to be great. So athletes must rest. Athletes you gotta fast if you gotta lose weight. You gotta eat properly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the drill. Coach got y'all doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that's great. You guys are getting ready to do another 20 fights between now and April. Since Ohio is gonna have a nationals tournament again there. What part of Ohio is that gonna be in? Is it gonna be Cincinnati?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. I'm gonna make sure I'm make sure I'm at that one. Yeah,
definitely.
I'm definitely gonna come out to that one. Okay, so that's in April. So now let's talk a little bit about pro stuff. I want to see where y'all how sharp y'all are about analyzing some of these superstar fighters out here. As you know, Devin Haney just fought this past weekend. Let's do some recapping with you cats and see what your thoughts are on Devin Haney when he fought Jojo Diaz. Everybody know Devin Haney. He's a boxer. He likes to move around. He likes to shoot a lot of angles as well. But Joseph Diaz took that ring from him and turned it into a fight and made Devin Haney have to pretty much fight his way out every single time. What's you guys' thoughts on Devin Haney? Man, let's start with you. On that particular fight and Devin Haney, what do you think he could have done different? Or did you see that fight? You think he won it?
Actually, I didn't watch the whole fight. I did watch the highlights though. I wasn't able to watch the whole fight, but I do. I like Devin Haney's style. It's like a boxing style, which I like boxing styles more than brawlers and stuff in the pro style. I feel like Jojo Diaz, he pressured him and he made him fight, so it wasn't no easy fight.
Nah. So that was a good test fight for Devin Haney too, and he couldn't hurt JoJo. And There wasn't going to be no stoppage in that fight.
Right. And he made it really tough for him.
He did.
I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch the full fight. I watched the highlights. I really couldn't see in between the rounds. They just showed the good parts. But I feel like it was a good fight for Devin Haney to learn from. So he could see, like, he got to learn how to fight under pressure too.
Right, exactly. Because you ain't gonna all styles make fights. That's why they say that.
Right.
You're not gonna always be able to outbox somebody when you got a brawler and somebody who really been in the game longer than you that know how to take that ring from you. See what I'm saying? Once you can take that ring, you in control. I'm gonna make you do what I want you to do now. I'm in charge of the fight.
Right.
So you're gonna fight my fight. That's why it's called styles make fight. So stay right there. Let's get off of Haney now. I'm coming to you in a minute, Nemo. So now let me hear your thoughts about Tank Davis's performance, because I thought Pitbull was the man that night.
Yeah.
What a way to make a name for himself. He's a little superstar now, and anybody get in the ring with Pitbull Cruz, their asses is in trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't watch the fight live, like when it happened, but I did watch the full fight. I feel like I don't know. As much I wanted Tank to win, but I feel like Pitbull could have won that fight too.
I felt like that fight could have been a draw at best, but I was totally in disagreement with a unanimous decision. No way.
Unanimous, yeah.
That should have been a split, or like I say, a draw. I like Tank. I'm a Tank fan, but in that particular fight, and I saw a lot of flaws in Tank. Tank can be touched up real good.
Right.
It showed that day. It showed that he not unbeatable. Nobody unbeatable. So.
Ain't nobody unbeatable. That's why the shit called boxing. Anything can happen on any given night. Mm-hmm. You ask Roy Jones Jr., ask all the greats, Oscar, ask Ali. You think you the shit, you the greatest at that moment. Anything can turn the tables in the fight that night. Anything. Right. It's always the punch you don't see that hurt you, that knock you out.
You get caught with, exactly.
Yeah, you don't see it. That's the ones supposed to catch you and hurt you.
Yeah.
Nemo, your thoughts. Let's go to you. How did you whatever part of the fight you saw Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz, the style that Jojo Diaz made him fight, he made him turn it into a brawl more so than a boxing exposition or a clinic. What's your thoughts on Haney versus Diaz?
Well, my thoughts is basically Haney, he was just being calm and composed, just boxing, just trying to outwork him with his jab. Basically, he was just trying to win the fight, just staying calm. But JoJo, he brought He about to pressure twin.
Yeah, JoJo, bro. I think I saw one round JoJo caught him good and he kind of stumbled.
Yeah, he did. I don't know
at the
round,
end of
but
the
he had
bell.
knocked him back on the
Devin
rope.
Haney kind of stumbled till his corner, like
Yeah.
that shot caught him right at the bell.
No. Yeah,
you saw that too, right?
Fight nobody with pressure like that. So
yeah,
that was a step up fight for Devin Haney.
Big time step up fight.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he'll be going back to the drawing board trying to figure out some things about brawlers and people who cut the ring off for him. I feel like he probably gonna have to learn how to shoot those angles that he's so good at boxing, but when he in close encounters too. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on Tank Davis's fight versus Pitbull Cruz?
Man, that was a good fight. I felt like it could have been a draw as well. But like they said, Tank hurt his left hand. When he hit Pitbull, he hurt his left hand.
But you know, that's boxing. That's why I say it's boxing. You know, same thing Lomachenko tried to pull when Teofimo beat him. Oh, my shoulder was bad. You know,
you got
no, you lost.
Right.
Exactly. Got to work through it. You know.
Now that's why we own Lomachenko. Let's talk about Lomachenko. Lomachenko showed his ass against Richard Comey the other night. Oh my God.
Yeah, he did.
As far as I'm concerned, anybody's W got to go through Lomachenko at 130, 135. Period. He's back.
Right.
He's back. And the angles, did you see how the angles this dude and his footwork, he could just switch up.
He got the L movement down pat.
Man,
and
he turn you and spin you and he touching you up. When you make him miss, you make him pay. He's great for that.
And he ain't really got to land hard shots. He just landing them.
No, he's just touching them and scoring.
Yeah. But
he can hurt him because he's still sitting on his butt when he throw those punches closer inside like that. And then he just turn and spin you. And you saw Richard Comey start laughing like, hell, where is he? He like Houdini in this mug. He couldn't figure out where Lomo was in the ring most of the night. Exactly. So now a fighter like that, Lomachenko versus a Haney versus a Tank, they're gonna have a long night.
Yeah, was a problem. He gonna be. I feel like everybody, Tank. I feel like Devin Haney. Everybody's gonna have to fight him because
those are the fights people are going to see now. Now let's see who's gonna duck Lomachenko. Let's see.
Exactly.
Because in my opinion, you know, Tank got the WBA belts, they secondary championship belts. Not to take nothing from Tank. Tank's talented. He doing his thing. You know, he does great. But you gotta step. If you want to be known as the best, you gotta fight the best. And in order to do that, Tank, you got to step outside of that element and take the training wheels off and say, "Hey, I'll fight Haney. I'll fight Lomachenko. I'll fight Ryan Garcia." You did. You got to raise your hand and step up.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way people are gonna really give him his respect that he's due. You know, he fought a hell of a fight against Barrios. That was a good fight for him. Tall guy. He chopped him down like a tree. You know, when he beat Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz ain't nothing but
it's still bigger fights. It's still bigger fights than that he can make out here.
Bigger fight. Leo Santa Cruz was a 119 pounder, a bantamweight at best.
Right.
And he was giving Tank problems when he was boxing him.
Right. So
once he turned it into a brawl, Tank made him turn it into a brawl and caught him with that uppercut. Bam! That's where his mistake was at. He should have stayed off the rope and stayed on his jab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but Lomachenko, back to Lomachenko, that's the fight everybody wants to see Devin Haney fight, Tank fight. They want to see Ryan Garcia in that mix. We got a lot of big fights in 2022, man. I heard Gary Russell Jr. is his mandatory's already been announced. He's fighting sometime in January. You know, he hasn't fought. Gary Russell hasn't fought in.
It's been a minute, man. He got to get back active. We ain't heard from Gary Russell.
And you know what? Gary nice, but they stay in the gym. Him and his brothers and Antoine and Antonio.
Yeah.
Them guys are hood rats. Trust me.
Yeah.
They ain't got no body fat. They in fight weight right now, I guarantee.
Right.
Every one of them cats. And they out here. That's another gym. You guys can come down and get some work working with Gary Russell and his brothers.
Yeah, we love that.
I can plug you with Gary Russell. He'll love to have these two cats come out there, man.
Yeah. We try, you know how we do. We hit the road. We trying to go out here and spar with everybody, man. We don't care who it is, where it's at. We going. We ready. We got stuff lined up already, you know. So Any work, we appreciate it from the best.
Nah,
We
no
only want to
problem.
spar with the best.
You know, we'll talk, put it together offline.
Okay.
Before I let everybody go, Mann Man, what's the big super fight you would like to see as a boxing fan in the pros? What's your matchup? What would be the prominent fight in 2022 that would just wow the boxing world?
As I like the lower weight classes, but I feel like I want to see Benavidez versus Canelo for real. Like that'd be one of my fights.
That's one of mine too.
That's one
of mine.
I also want to see Ryan Garcia fight somebody big because he hasn't fought nobody yet either. He's one of the big stars. I want him to see fight Tank or Haney or somebody with a big name out here that way.
Well, you know, Luke, they pumped Luke Campbell up like he was all that. That was probably his best step-up fight.
Right.
And that was too soon.
Right.
But I feel like he hasn't fought anybody other than Luke Campbell.
Other than Luke,
he should fight somebody. Like Tank, he's fighting Mario Borges. He fight Leo Santa Cruz, even though he's a smaller weight. And then Pitbull, which is a good fight. I feel like Ryan, he hasn't been pushed to his limit yet, as Tank was with Cruz. So I feel like he should fight somebody that push him to his limit so he can.
They need to fight each other, man. Haney, Garcia, Tank, all them.
Yeah,
them
three.
They need to have their own tournament.
Yeah, them three right there should be. And throw Lomachenko in there too.
Yeah, Lomachenko.
Loma got he gonna be the main one. You got to go through him to win it.
Yeah,
you dig?
But you know, until we see more out of Kambosos, you can't knock him out. You can't knock him out the picture right now.
He the champ. You gotta have Kambosos in there. He's the champ. So yeah, we forgot. No disrespect. We sorry, Kambosos. That's right, Kambosos. George Kambosos. He the champ. He went in and did his thing, and he made a big, huge statement against Teofimo. Right. Even though Teofimo had some medical issues going on, from what they saying, he survived and didn't die in the ring in that fight. So stuff that he had going on in his neck and his
lungs.
So all right, Nemo, what would be the big mega fight for you that you think will wow the boxing world in 2022?
So 2022, the only fight I really want to see is Spence versus Terrence Crawford.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's the only fight I really want to see.
That's it.
Yeah.
If I get the chance, I really want to go see that in person.
And I don't know how true this is, but I heard a rumor. It's in boxing, don't believe rumors, right? But I heard that there's been some early back and forth talk already between Crawford and Spence's people.
Right. Well, Crawford talking about
mandatory IBF.
Mandatory, pressing for him to become the mandatory challenger. You know, Spence become the mandatory challenger. So, you know, it looked like it's falling in place. We don't know. We don't want it like a Pacquiao Mayweather fight. You know.
Guess what? We Keith one-time Thurman back in the mix January. I don't agree with him fighting Barrios, but that's who he's fighting.
Yeah.
You know, he hadn't fought since Pacquiao, so I guess
he's been inactive. He's been inactive too.
We give him a pass on that one, but if he come back the original one time we all used to seeing, he go. That's gonna be a hell of a division at 147.
You know who else coming back in? AB coming back in January too.
I heard Adrian coming back. 140.
It's a lot
of
man. Let's just see how they perform. You know?
He coming back at 140, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he don't dominate at 140. Shit, I like because we gonna see him and Josh Taylor probably get it on.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good fight.
That'd be nice. They talking about that too, I think.
But he need about one or two. He need two good tune-ups.
Yeah, before that fight.
If he fight Josh Taylor, he should fight Josh Taylor about this time next year.
January.
Right.
December, November, October. That'll give him time to get settled in and get two good warm-up fights, and then fight a big fight with Josh Taylor towards the end of the year.
If he's serious, I feel like I feel like that'd be a good fight only if he's serious because we all know how AB his talent is. He got a lot of talent. It's just he ain't serious about it no more. I feel like he just fighting. You know, he don't got that boxing spirit no more. So hopefully he got it back and he back serious, back in the gym.
Yeah, hopefully he come back and correct us and prove everybody wrong because you know a lot of fighters, you know, they go through a lot. They go through how they grew up, childhood background. Everybody got demons, you know. Everybody got a story, and I'm sure he's got a big one himself. So, you know, you got to endure a lot growing up in these tough inner cities. I'm born and raised Southside Chicago. You cats out there in Cincinnati, Ohio, period. Cleveland, Cincy. Ain't nothing nice about growing up there. You dig? The hood is the hood. So, you know what I'm saying? So AB probably done been through a lot. He done endured a lot, and he's made it out of there, and he's made millions. He did really great. He done wonderful for himself and his family. So, yeah, I like to see AB back in. I think he's exciting and explosive when he's on point, and he's the old AB. Can't nobody really beat him.
Yeah, we like the old AB.
Yeah, we need the old AB to come back. Anything you guys want to say to your fans out there, whether it's in Cincinnati or whoever's following you guys about moving forward and what you got going on for the 16th? Let's start with Coach. Coach, what you want to say with your people that follow you moving forward? What can they expect?
Yeah, man, continue to support, man. Watch us grow. You know, we still got a little knick-knack we working out, you know, but it come with the territory, what we doing. You know, I've been doing this for years and years, and you still gonna run into them flaws. You know, you ain't always gonna win. And we don't ever take a loss as a loss. We take it as a learning experience. You know, keep following my guys. They go so improve. You know, they improving each and every day. You know, and just keep supporting us. You know, we gotta keep it going, man. That's it. That's all I can say right now. You know, I don't know. That's it. You know, like I said, we keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We'll never give up. We came short a few national tournaments, you know what I'm saying? But we learn each time and we grow more. Yeah. So
what kind of support would you like to see moving forward? Let some of the people that's seeing this, because you got business owners, people from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
what are some of the things you're having problems with getting these guys
really
to these
need
fights?
Sponsors, man. Like that take a lot out of it too. You know, like traveling. This is all out the pocket. You know, we had a few people sponsored this year, and that was for the first time. You know, other than that, it's been for the last 15, 20 years, it's all out the pocket. You know, Nemo and Manman and between Nemo, me and Manman, we've been the ones paying for most of the trips, other than a couple of sponsors that we had helping us out. You know, gas, traveling, board, food, everything. New uniforms, new headgears, all that. You know, so
yeah, y'all need go ahead, finish, Coach.
Oh yeah, and thank you as well for helping sponsors this year too, man.
I got y'all. You know, I got you, brother.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think y'all need to work on something real simple. Check this out. When you're traveling up and down these highways, every pit stop, every truck stop got a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or a Burger King. If y'all could talk them into providing you with gift cards, McDonald's gift cards. I mean, that's not the healthiest food, but it's quick while you're traveling. Right. Those would help absorb some of that cost. And then when you get where you're going, you can sit down and have a nice, balanced, good meal for the body.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, stuff like that. If you could just get them to say, hey, give us $100, give us a $200 gift card, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, whoever, and use those as you drive, as you're traveling. And then when everybody get where they're going, then you make sure they eat something healthy. But you still got to put food in your stomach when you're on a journey like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the brain needs brain food. You did.
You're right. So
basically, anybody and everybody that's a potential sponsor, if you haven't already reached out to Coach Dawson, you need to do so and see how you can help him take these guys to the next level and make traveling and rooms and meals and gas stops a little more comfortable and a little less out of his pocket. It's a tax write-off. You guys you're gonna benefit from it at the end of the year when you do your taxes. So you're not losing, you guys are gaining.
Exactly.
So closing, man, what would you like to say to your followers or social media platform, your fans moving forward? What you got to say to your people?
I just want to say thanks for the support. Thanks for believing in our team, me and my team. You know, even though we didn't get the win like we wanted to, it comes with the sport. You know, wins and losses, we got to take them all the same as lessons. So just know we coming back harder every year. We training hard every day. So, you know, the support, it goes a long way. And once we make it up, then, you know, our supporters will be our biggest help. We will help our supporters out too. So I just want to say thanks to that.
No doubt.
Shout out to Nemo aunt. She one of the main reasons that we got there.
Yeah, I'm finna say that too.
Shout out to our sponsors. Thanks for following us. Picking up with us after the tournament, before the tournament. Shout out to Brawler Sports, and all our sponsors. I appreciate everybody. And we coming back in April even harder, and we fixing up our flaws. So we go get this #1 spot. It's our last tournament before we turn pro. So we go get this #1 spot this time.
Nemo, what you want to say, brother?
I just want to say thank you to all the people watching me and my team train hard and fight hard. Just continue to follow our journey, and one day it's going to pay off. Just continue to follow us. And also, I want to shout out our sponsors. My aunt, thank you for watching us at the tournament.
My man.
No doubt.
Hey, man, everybody, these cats here, Cincinnati, Ohio, this is boxing's future. My man, Nemo Brown. You got my man, Michael Mann Mann.
Nemo Brown.
Nemo Brown.
What's that movie?
And we got Coach Dawson. Hey, these guys are the future of boxing. They're soon to be pros. So you guys gotta support them, man. They going a long way. They could be out here on these streets selling dope, killing, stick up men, all of that. But they disciplined. They doing something good. They following their dreams. That's what it's all about. Dreams don't come knocking on the door. You pursue them, and that's what these young guys are doing. We got to help them pursue these dreams and support them. All right. So
no
I'm speaking to everybody that's following, not just these guys, whoever you following that's in the sports, young brothers and sisters abroad. Hey, you got to get behind them and support them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my man Nemo Brown, Michael Mann Mann Dawson, we gonna be following you cats all the rest of the way coming April when the Nationals hit there in Cleveland, Ohio. You guys, you learning now. Coach got some things y'all gonna work on moving forward. And hey, let's get it, baby.
That's it. And like once again, we definitely want to give a shout out to Miss Allen Family Care, which is Nemo's aunt. She put in so much work, and she always supporting, always promoting this everything, man. And also IMAC and most definitely Brawlers Sports Management. So man, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Hey man, I appreciate having you guys on the show. I'm proud of y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. I think we're gonna have some championship belts coming up here in the next couple of months, going into 2022. And once you guys go pro, we're gonna move that right on along. And then hey, we're gonna
that's what we're gonna show out. We're
gonna put on some world title belts. And y'all gonna have them big fat pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, can't wait for the programs, boy. That's my
Hey man. Thank y'all for coming on the show. It's your boy Rick Mohamed, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This was the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. My associates at 3kingsboxing.com, Studio 9. Hey, much respect to these guys. Let's give it up for them. Thank you. Good luck to you guys in your future endeavors. Let's work hard, train hard, and let's go get it.
Let's get it.
Let's go, champs.
All right.
All right, baby.
Brawlers, baby.